a change has come in to my life with my reading. And with a change comes an updated SAS List. Welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Let's go! Yes, hello, and welcome or welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I am, of course, Mr. Francy, and I am truly honoured that you have once again, or if you're new for the first time, chosen to join me today, as today we discuss my new updated SAS List, and I'm very, very excited about this. So, for those of you who weren't aware, not too long ago, I put out an announcement saying that I have succumbed to my emotions and I have become the big bad wolf. I say that in jest, because you all have been amazing. And succumbed to being finally succumbed, it took a long time, to becoming a mood reader. Because of this, my mood currently has me only wanting to read cozy mysteries. Because of this, there was a change needed for my SAS list, which is all cozy mysteries. I have 12. Which is not a lot, but for me, I like to complete my SAS list by the end of the year, so therefore 12 is more than enough for me. I have 12 exclusively cozy mystery series on this SAS list. What I'm going to do, as I did with my first SAS list for 2025, the original one, I'm going to put book number 1 up on the screen and tell you a little bit of the premise of book number 1 and why I'm excited to get to that series. Some of the series on this SAS list were on the original SAS list because there's no reason for me to take off cozy mysteries that were already on the SAS list, if that does make sense. Alright, let's do this. Let's begin. So I've moved the camera over a little bit so that I can put the pictures of the books up on the screen. And the first section, I have 3 sections on my SAS list. The first one is a 1 to 4 books section. So what that means is that currently at the time of filming, there is 1, 2, 3, or 4 books currently in that particular series, and that is my goal to reach. If subsequent books do come out, I'm not going to feel the pressure to get to them this year, but if the opportunity arises and I want to, certainly that will be an option. So, the first series on my SAS list only currently has 1 book, but if I like it, then I really hope that there are going to be more, and I'm really excited to get to it. It is called the Misty Divine Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Murder in the Dressing Room. This is by Holly Stars, and what has me very excited about this is 2 things. 1, it is a cozy mystery series that revolves around a main character, a protagonist, who is a drag queen. Oh my goodness. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day, and here it is, right there in front of me. So I'm very excited about that. But the second reason I'm really excited to get to this one is that it is Own Voices. Holly Stars is a drag queen from the UK. So the fact that an Own Voices drag queen has written this drag queen first book in a potential series has me incredibly excited. Before I move forward, I do want to let you know that all of these series at least have some books that are available on audio. At the moment, while I do purchase physical books of cozies that I do love, I do exclusively listen to audiobook. I just find it's easier for me, and I crochet along while I listen to it. So in case you were wondering, are these books available on audio? Most of them will be, but some of the series I have been advised that at the moment might have, say, the first 3 on audio and the rest are not. And I do want to put a disclaimer out there. If a series does get to a point where the audiobook is not available at this time of recording, then I will deem myself done with that series till such a time when that next audiobook is available, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. Alright, let's get on to the next one. Next up, I'm very excited about this one because I've heard a lot of really good things, and we are buddy reading this over on the Discord server, and that is the Northwood mystery series. Book number 1 is called Resort to Murder. It is by Annie McEwen, and I am really, really excited about this, being that it's a resort cozy mystery. I have not read a resort one before, but I have read an inn cozy mystery book, and I have read a couple of B&B cozy mystery books, and I do love that style and theme, if you will, of cozies. So I'm really excited to get into this one. As I say, we are buddy reading this series over on my Discord server, Sparkle Cafe, again, you know where the link is. I've said it enough times. And I have heard that there is a 4th book that is coming out very soon this year. So, yeah, at the moment we're buddy reading the first 3, but we potentially could be reading 4 in this one. I can say confidently that the first 3 books in this series are all available on audiobook. So if you'd like that as an option as well, you certainly do have that. Next up is a series that was already on my SAS list, and this is a series that I'll be getting to later on in the year, and it is going to be a combined buddy read with my server as well as my dear friend Jessica's Discord server called The Lovestead. If you'd like to find Jessica on BookTube, her name is Lady Lovestead Reads, and she's absolutely wonderful. We are merging the servers for this buddy read. It's a merger, woo! Called the Sparkle Stead buddy read. And that is of An Emergency Dessert Squad mystery. Book number 1 is called Eclair and Present Danger, and it is by Laura Bradford. I am very excited to get to this series for multiple reasons. First of all, I do love my culinary cozies. The more culinary a cozy can be, the better it's going to be for me. It's just, I really am not a fan of culinary cozies that claim they are. They're kind of like wolf in sheep's clothing, if it makes sense, where you have the restaurant in the background, but we don't enter into the kitchen. We don't do any cooking. It's just sitting there while we don't cook. I'm not a fan of those, but the ones that involve actual cooking and actual culinary things that go on, I love them. And this one sounds fantastic. But the other reason for this one that I'm excited is because of the author Laura Bradford. I have read the A Friend for Hire duology cozy mystery series, and I absolutely loved that series so much. I needed more from Laura Bradford. At the moment, there are 3 books out in this series, and all of them are available on audiobook. Next up is the Grilled Cheese Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Up to No Gouda, or if you are like I am, my mother is from Holland, Netherlands, where that cheese is from. It is called Gouda. But anyway, it makes more sense saying Gouda in this pun context. Context. Up to No Gouda makes more sense than saying Up to No Gouda. So I completely understand. And this is by Linda Riley. Now, the reason that this has come up under my 1 to 4 books category is because I've already read book number 1. I had coming into 2025 already read book 1. There are 5 books currently out in this series, so for me, there were only 4 more to get through. I have already read book 2, and this month I read book 3, next month book 4, the month after book 5, and then I'll be completely up to date with this amazing series. The reason why I wanted to continue on with this series when it was on my original SAS list was because of how much I loved book 1. It is very culinary, very cozy. The more I have continued on with this series, the more I've realized that Linda Riley writes for me. She does. There's nothing that I can say that is a con about reading this series so far. So I jokingly like to say that when Linda Riley sits in front of her device she uses to create her books, she will think, what does Mr. Francy want to read today? I know, how about this? And then she starts writing, because there's absolutely nothing that I can say that is a con with this series so far. As I say, at the time of filming, I've read the first 3, so I have 2 more to read, but at the beginning of 2025, I had 4 more to read, so that's why it was in that section. Next up is the 7 to 10 books category, and first up in that category is the A series that I am really excited to start, but I'm starting it closer to the end of the year because I want to get up to date at the end of the year. Like, I want to read the latest book at the end of the year, and it'll make sense when I tell you what it is, because it is a year-round Christmas cozy mystery series. I have had so much FOMO with this series, and now that I can listen to it, I am so excited. So yes, you heard the keyword listen. All of these are available on audiobook. The first book in that series is called Rest Ye Murdered Gentlemen. I love it. I am so excited. I love the, Christmas Tree Farm cozy mystery series by Julie and Lindsay because of how extremely cozy it is. I love Christmas time. The whole vibe of Christmas time is just something that I'm very much into. I love it, whether it be religious or non-denominational, whatever it is. It's just the spirit, the joy that people are filled with, and how people treat each other differently, and there seems to be some sort of a magic in the air. It's just a really lovely time, and I love reading about it in general, but I love even more reading about it in cozy mysteries. So I'm really excited. There are 7 books currently in this series. So yeah, I'm reading book 7 in December, 1 book a month. So going back, I don't know when I'm starting book 1, but it'll be at some point soon. I'm sure you can go back quicker than I can and do your math a lot quicker than me, but you know what I'm getting at there. All right, next up, we have a completely new series going on to my SAS list, and this is one that was recommended to me by my dear friend Sherry. So, Sherry has been speaking about this series a little bit over on my Discord server, and whenever she talks about it, she just seems to really love this series and get so much joy out of it. I just found that to be, in the best possible way, infectious for me, and I need to get into it. It is called the Deputy Donut Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Survival of the Fritters. And I'm just remembering the premise. I recently was reading the premise and I got a good laugh out of it. So now I cannot confirm if every single book in this series is out on audio, but what I can absolutely confirm is for sure is that the first 3 definitely are. There are currently 9 books. Yep, just checking on my manual SAS list right up there. There are 9 books in this series at the moment. So this is where the big asterisk does go up for me, because at the moment I can confirm the first 3. There are cozy mysteries that are being retroactively brought out on audiobook at the moment. So who knows? Time will tell. By the time we get to halfway through the year, maybe books 4, 5, and 6 are out on audiobook. And if that is the case, that's where I will get up to. My goal with this series is to get up to date with all the audiobooks that are out in this series, but I cannot wait. And one thing I will tell you that Sherry told me, so it's not a spoiler, you know how I am with spoilers, is a big part of the reason why it's called the Deputy Donut series is because not only is our protagonist's donut shop named Deputy Donut, but also, so is her cat. His name is Deputy Donut. So, yay! It has me really, really, really excited, and I can't wait to get into it. Thank you so much, Sherry. All right, next up, we have a series that has been on my SAS list since, I think even the year before last year. I was going to say last year, but I think I started this series in 2023, continued it on in 2024, and now I'm continuing it on in 2025. And so for me, I have between 7 to 10 books to read in this series, but do be mindful, in total at the moment there are 21 books in the series. So if you want to start this one, there are 21 in total, but for me, between 7 and 10 left. All right, so that is the Coffee House Mystery Series by Cleo Coyle. Book number 1 is called On What Grounds? And it is right there, facing upwards. As you can see, that whole shelf is Coffee House. So the shelf grows with every book I read in that series. It's just going doo-doo-doo, and it's going to make its way all the way across by the end of the year. I am sure of that. So yeah. As I have read this series, very quick information for you. We follow a woman by the name of Claire Cosi, who, to keep a long story very short, runs a cafe. And the series predominantly focuses on coffee. The cozy side teaches a lot about coffee. If you would like to learn more about the ins and outs of pretty much anything and everything to do with coffee, you will get it in this series. Now, it is marketed by those in the know as a grittier type of cozy mystery series, so do keep that in mind. But so far, actually not so far, all of them, all 21 that are out so far, are all available on audiobooks, so totally covered with this one. Alright, next up we have a series that was introduced to me by my dear friend Ro, who I do consider to be the queen of cozies, and we are going to be buddy reading this on my Discord server. It is called the Daisy's Tea Garden Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Murder with Lemon Tea Cakes, and you know what? I'm so excited because I already have the book. Yee! And since it was staring me right in the face, I thought I might show it to you. I am very excited to get to this one. I am yet to read a tea cozy. And now, by the end of 2025, even if I don't go further than book number 1, I will at least be able to say I have read at least 1 tea cozy and 1 coffee cozy. So, yeah. I am very excited about this one. I won't go into any sort of spoilery detail at all with this because I don't want to know, and I'm getting very close to reading the first book in this series. But yay, can't wait to read about tea. There are other tea cozies out there, and I'm really excited about that as well. So I might even do a deep dive into tea cozy mystery series in a video coming up soon, because it's just not one that I've heard a lot about. So yeah, if you'd like a video on tea cozy mystery series, let me know. And if you have any other types of subject videos where we, you know, look at a specific theme of cozies, be as specific as you want to be, let me know in the comments below or over on the Discord, and I can certainly turn that into a video to expose those types of cozy mysteries to you all. But yeah, very excited for this one. Alright, the final series in my 7 to 10 range is one that was recommended to me, and I'm just going to work out who. Just so you all know, I am absolutely all about giving credit where it's due. I honestly don't remember who recommended this to me, so if it was you, please let me know, and you know in a subsequent video I will come back and say, by the way guys, it was this person. But I do know that I'm buddy reading this book number 1 with my dear friend Amy, and also that Ro has read the first 2 books in this series and may join us when we get to book number 3. It is called the Salem B&B series. Book number 1 is called Mrs. Morris and the Ghost. And as I told you all with the Resort Northwood mystery series, I love my, you know, B&B or whatever else it is, B&B Resort, Hotel, Motel, whatever. Is there a Hotel Motel series in cozy? Can you all let me know in the comments below or over on the Discord, because I would love to try that too. Have you ever seen, what is that, I'm thinking of a film and a TV show. The film is Eloise at the Plaza or something, and the show is Zack and Cody, whatever the first few seasons were, but Zack and Cody being at the hotel thing. You know what I mean if you've seen the show. I would love something like that. A hotel cozy mystery would be amazing. Let me know. Anyway, I love my B&Bs. This seems to be more on the paranormal side. I'm totally fine with paranormal cozies. I loved my Spellford Cove series, which I'm going to buddy read the next book in Spellford Cove with my dear friend Pat, so I'm very excited about that. So yeah, if you're not a fan of paranormal cozies, that is what this is, so just be mindful of that. And I do believe all of them are out on audiobook, but I cannot confirm that for sure, so I would recommend checking that out for yourself, because I haven't actually checked, so I'm sorry. But I do know book 1 certainly is available on audio, and I'm looking forward to getting on to that one. So the final category that I have is books, series that have 11 to 20 books that I need to read in order to get up to date, or at least up to date on where I'm going to get to, because the final series we're going to discuss has way more than 20 books, and I'm not going to be up to date by the end of the year, which is totally fine. But the first one is a series that I started last year. It was on my 2025 SAS list already. It is the Country Store Mystery Series by Maddie Day. Book number 1 is called Flipped for Murder. I love this series so much. We follow our protagonist Robbie, who is, she runs a country store, which is part diner and part country store, which is a situation where you have all these different types of objects that are around the room that people can look at, and then if they want to buy it, they have the option to do so. The series is extremely cozy, so I do highly recommend it, and I'm really enjoying my read so far. I not long ago finished reading book number 3, so yeah. Really enjoying this one, and there are, just checking, 13 books in this. Wow, like unlucky for some, lucky for a lot of others. 13 so far books in this series. I do plan to be up to date by the end of the year. Next up, we have a new to me series that I started by reading book number 1 this month in February. I have finished it. I loved it so much that I immediately said, this is going on my SAS list. It is so cozy. Oh my goodness. It is definitely in my top 3 of, if I, we break down Mr. Francy's categories of, in a cozy mystery, is it cozy, standard cozy, grittier cozy? It is in my top 3 of cozy. It was such an enjoyable ride reading book number 1. It was recommended to me by my dear friend Jane, and it is called the Magical Cats Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Curiosity Thrilled the Cat, and it is by Sophie Kelly. It is just so much fun. So we're following a woman, what's her name? Kathleen Paulson. I'm not good with character names, I'm sorry. I tend to forget character names and remember stories. Kathleen Paulson. She has 2 cats. One is Hercules, the other is Owen, I believe his name is Owen. Yes, it is. And they are in Mayville Heights in Minnesota, and the 2 cats have magical abilities. That's not a spoiler because it's literally called Magical Cats Mysteries. But I'm not going to tell you what their abilities are because that would be a spoiler. And yeah, the first book, so extremely cozy. I knew I needed to add it to my SAS list, and I believe that every single book in this series is out on audio. If you have any corrections as far as anything I've said as far as what is available on audio and what is not, please do not hesitate to correct me and let us all know in the comment section below so that others can see it as well. I believe I'm right in what I'm saying, but I am never one to shy away from correcting myself if I'm wrong. So if you know something different to what I'm saying, please do not hesitate to point it out, because it will not only help me, but also everyone else that's watching this. But I do believe every single book in this series is out on audio, and I love it. So much fun. Alright, the final book on my new and improved Cozy Mystery 2025 SAS list is a series that I am partway through reading book 1 of, and every single book in this series seems to be novella length, so it's going to be a quick read, and from what I'm reading so far, I'm really loving this series. It is a pretty decently known series among cozy circles, and it is the Inn at Holiday Bay Cozy Mystery Series. Book number 1 is called Boxes in the Basement, or if you're Mr. Francy or you know the in joke, then Mr. Francy calls it the Boxes and Boxes book and series. Very quickly, the in-joke being that I remembered the word boxes was on the title, but didn't remember anything else, so I just called it the Boxes and Boxes, and the in-joke kind of stuck. So, Boxes and Boxes for book 1, and Boxes and Boxes, what I was also calling the series title. Yeah, anyway, so there are many books in this series. I believe there are 30, maybe more. There is no way I am going to get through all 30 by the end of 2025, so my goal is to get through 20. Did I just say that right? There's no way I'm going to get through 30 by the end of 2025. My goal is to get through 20 by the end of 2025. Starting off with reading 1 book a month, and then at one stage I have a schedule over on Discord for, I think, all of these series, or if not all of them, then most of them. So go check that out. There's a Buddy Read channel in the server for all, if not most of these series over there. And with the schedule of that one, it's like 1 book a month for a very short amount of time, and then we're going to switch to 2 books a month because it is a novella. Each book is novella length. The reason why we're doing 1 book a month to begin with is to give people time to catch up. So say you want to join us this month in February or next month in March, it gives you time to catch up before we start doing 2 books a month. But yeah, the little that I've read of this one, we follow Abby, who is a writer, had a horrible backstory, so I'm definitely not going to go into it. But for reasons, she ends up moving to, oh my goodness, where did she move to? Holiday Bay in Maine. I mean, I love my cozy set in Maine. What do you think about cozy set in Maine? I love them. Anyway, Holiday Bay in Maine, where she has purchased this mansion that she's deciding she's going to turn into an inn, and that just has me really excited. It's been a slow start to start with, but I enjoy that for book one because it makes me feel more grounded in that world and cannot wait to read more. But that is it. Those are my 12 2025 series that are on my updated Cozy Mystery Exclusive SAS List. That was a mouthful to say, but this isn't. That is where I am going to leave it. I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind, love one another, and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.